lights on.
Okay. Okay, stand back just a little bit. It might kick in here. Can you hear me?
Getting a good one too.
Not usually.
This is more than there was last week, I think that.
There it goes. Okay.
Yeah, I see.
The front of this will open up. Now let me show you what it's doing on the inside. You see that flame in there? And there's some bricks that we had set up kind of halfway in there. I mean, some of them are falling over. But when you put those bricks in there, it kind of diverts the flame so it goes more straight up instead of all the way toward the back. But anyway, so every once in a while, this has resets on it. Maybe you guys are familiar with these with some of your other equipment. But these are gas resets. This is the high limit. Pretty sure that's your high limit. I could have it backwards. This might be your low limit. But anyway, these will, one of them, if there's not enough gas getting to it, these will trip. Or if there's too much gas getting to it, they'll trip. And so you just have to press these buttons right here. Give them press it a couple of times, and then it'll kick on. Right now, just to turn this on, I hit the override button right here. Yeah, to kick it on. Right now, this is set up. It's a timer. Let's run them off of a timer. And I've got it set up right now to where it comes on at, what time is it on? I think it comes on at 4 in the morning. It comes on at 4 in the morning, and it stays on for 4 hours. It takes about 1 hour approximately to start generating heat. Once it starts to generate heat, you see that gauge? That gauge right there will start to move. And it should never go higher than 5 pounds of pressure on it. That first number, you see that first number right there? It's a little hard to see. That first number is a 5. And so it'll get close to that, and then it'll shut down. When it gets, so it won't go higher than 5 pounds of pressure on it. For some reason this trips. Maybe that's why it's a little cold in the building. I'm guessing it looks like there's a alarm right here. So there's a reset button right here that sometimes you have to hit on these to reset these. You have those resets, they're safeties. And what else? Oh, and then you have a low water cutoff. This thing right here, that little ball looking thing, that's a low water cutoff. It's got a float in it. And when the water starts getting too low in the boiler, it drops that flow down and it'll shut it off. It's an emergency situation. So I have heard stories that you look up on the internet and things, you find out a little bit about boilers. You know that they can be very dangerous at times. But one of the guys that I've worked with. He's retired now, but he told me he went into a school one day and he went down into the school and he saw the boiler was glowing red. Well, why that happened, I don't know. But if for some reason water would have gone down into that boiler when it was glowing like that, it would have blown up all over the place. It's just the pressure. It'll go right through the concrete wall. It's amazing how much pressure is on the thing. And of course people will get killed from it. But well, let me show you what happens. This is a way to test this. And this was certified through the state of Utah, this boiler. We've had a ticket here for it. A certificate saying that it passed all the inspections, so you guys will probably have to get in touch with the state of Utah again, of course, and have them come in and check this. But one of the things that he'll do, and it's good for you guys to do this too, is that this is a test. I'm going to open this valve just for a second, and you're going to see it shut this boiler down. Supposed to anyway. And if it doesn't, it's sticking or something. Let's try. Sometimes you have to go a little bit more. Did it turn off? No? Yeah, it's supposed to shut off. See if I can. We usually have a different ladder in here to get up in here with it. Yeah, it was sticking a little bit. So every year, on a yearly basis, what we usually try to do is we undo these bolts, pull this off, and make sure it's, and try to take out any rust that's developed inside of here. Put on a new gasket and kind of oil it up a little bit, make sure it's working properly. If it's not, you may have to replace this whole front piece here if it's not. But to reset it, to get it to run again, there's a little switch right here. Can you see that right there? I'm going to hit that. It should kick it right back on. Might take a second. When it's cold, it'll do that. It kind of makes a little bit of a loud noise. Some of the older ones, they used to shoot a flame out like 10 feet, you know, you don't want to run up the stairs. Scary.
So it'll take about an hour before it starts heating up the air?
Yeah, it takes about an hour. And so, right at the moment, because we've been trying to save money, you know, and just keep the boiler on just kind of the minimum as possible, I have it coming on for 4 hours. It comes on for right after the first hour. I think it's right after the first hour. There's some other clocks that are similar to this. I'll show you here in just a minute. But you have to set those other clocks. They kick on the fans to start putting heat into the building. Okay? And this compressor right here, we haven't ran it for 3 years. I would assume it runs just fine, but I don't know totally for sure. That compressor puts heat to all the thermostats in the room. And so, are you guys familiar with those type of thermostat controls?
No.
Okay, they have little tubes going to them that have the air going into the thermostat. Every once in a while, those little tubes will get brittle and they'll want to break on you. You'll hear them hissing. And right at the moment, being that the compressor is not working, it will just start putting in as much heat as possible into the room. When we have this running normally, it pretty much runs all the time, day and night. You just have it running around the clock. And then it will shut off, of course, on its own whenever it reaches that pressure, that 5 pounds. Can you see it's moved some already?
Yeah.
It's come up a tiny bit, but not a lot. And so anyway, and the other thing is, it's going to create a lot of condensation. This hasn't been running for a little while. I'm glad that we came in and saw it. For some reason, it had an alarm that went off and it had shut itself down. This last vial right here, there's that other big float right here on this side. There's a line on it. If you were to get up there, you can see a line about halfway up on the bowl. And that's where it has a float in it also. And so right now, you have cold water coming in through that ball, and then it comes around this way, it comes down here. If you wanted to divert, you wanted to fill it faster, you could open up this valve here. It's a bypass and just let it fill a little bit faster. But, so that flow, we have to take that apart every year too, do the same as the other one, make sure that flow is working. And just make sure it's kind of oiled up. And it gets a little bit of rusty stuff inside those bowls every now and then. Every once in a while, we have had to replace them before. But sometimes it's just the front part you have to replace, but not real often. They're usually pretty decent. This one, 100 feet right offhand. I don't know if this one will shut off the boiler or not. It might, because it's got wiring going down to it. It probably will shut off the boiler. So I would imagine that if there's not enough water in that vial, it'll probably shut it down if that flow goes down too far in there too. So that's the first one that's supposed to shut down over on the other side. It's probably a little bit higher than this one. This one's probably just a little lower. And if that one doesn't work, this one should shut it down also if it needs to be. Every year, right after winter's all over, we undo these. We take these all the way off, completely take them off, and sometimes there'll be scale build up in here. And the scale, these chemicals right here are to help prevent that scale buildup. And that scale also attaches to the heat tubes in there. And the more scale you have on those tubes, the less efficiency you're going to have. And so every now and then you have to run like not a muriatic acid, but a type of an acid through the boiler and flush it out and try to get that off of there. You guys familiar with power engineering? Power engineering is a chemical company that we get a lot of chemicals from. We buy our glycol from them. They're out of Salt Lake on 6th North, Salt Lake. But they're pretty good about coming down and helping you. And they'll come down and even show you a lot of the things of how to take care of certain things chemically. What I like doing, it seems to me there's a certain test that you can run to check like how much chemicals in the boiler. I haven't had to mess around with it for quite a while. What we usually do is we'll divide this bucket up into thirds, and so we'll just put 1/3 of the bucket in this right here. We undo this, pour that chemical down in there. What this is the condensate pump, and most of your water you see on the floor is coming from this. And I don't know why it's leaking. We just put this in like 3 years ago, 1 year before they decided to shut it down. I don't know if too much heat got into them, but they're leaking once you see them kick on. But what happens is all of the steam that goes into the system, it goes up through the coils that you see underneath the building in here in the crawl space. And then sometimes some of the fluid, after the steam's used up, the fluid kind of cools down. It's supposed to come back down this pipe, comes back down into here, and then it pumps it right back up into the boiler again. So it's kind of circulating a little bit. But anyway, that's what's supposed to happen with that. You might have to find out, talk to somebody about possibly getting those pumps changed, or they're leaking for some reason. And what if I kick one of them on by hand? See how it's leaking right there? You're not supposed to do that. I don't know why that's leaking. Anyway, and so they switch back and forth. This has a little rocker arm down inside of here, and technically one pump's supposed to kick on one time, and then the next time this float in here raises up so high, this one's supposed to kick on. So they're supposed to go back and forth, so they kind of wear out the same, basically. Okay. Let me.
So once you record that,
Yeah, it goes.
we don't have to.
For 2 weeks. Yeah. And then it takes care of itself through the steam and you know whatever else. But the chemical will just kind of dilute itself basically. And then about after 2 weeks, we pour in another third of a bucket. So about every 2 weeks we're putting in a third of a bucket. And this particular chemical, so you can see some of these, we put dates on them. But this is boiler treatment 2304, and it's got Power Engineering's name right on the bucket. But
How often do you do that?
about every 2 weeks. Yeah. And you can get one of the Power Engineering guys. The guy that used to come down and help us quite often is a guy named Randy. They have guys that are more than happy to come down and show you, you know, what's going on if you, I guess basically if you buy some of their chemicals from them. But anyway, there's 3 or 4 buckets still over there. But anyway.
Every 2 weeks you're going to put it well at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, and so it'll go into here. Be careful because sometimes this will get hot depending on how much fluid has come down. It's not supposed to really come back down into this thing real hot. It comes down in pretty warm.
So when you open that, is there any pressure?
Sometimes it does. Yeah. And so you want to be really careful when that happens. But I kind of oiled it the other day, I thought. But see, you can do it right now, and because there's no steam coming up in it, pour the chemical in there, and then it'll pump right back up into the boiler. It's supposed to anyway. Hopefully it doesn't all shoot out the side out of those condensate pumps. And of course, this is their water heater down in here. I don't know a super lot about the water heater. I think they've got the power off to it right now. I don't think they have any hot water in there going anything right at the moment. I think, though, that we probably turned the gas off to it. I'm not certain about that. No, it looks like it's on right at the moment. Oh, and one other thing to kind of keep in mind about this building is I shut this gas off one time. You know, when winter was over with, I thought just to keep everything safe, I shut this gas off. Well, this gas line, if you follow it, of course it goes to the boiler, but then it goes up and across, and I'm pretty sure it goes to those great big rooftop unit heater down off
HVAC.
Yeah, on the other end. So, I mean, if you wanted to shut off the gas to the boiler, probably the best thing to do would be shut it off right here. And then that way, that gas line coming over, this right here is where it feeds. It goes on up, across, and over. But no, usually you can probably leave it. It'll be fine. Yeah. Yeah, we usually don't shut them off. I love ball valves, but I don't like some of these other kind of valves that they have too well. We talked about compressor.
So what does that water heater feed?
The bathrooms. Yeah.
So you're saying it's off right now? You think it is?
It's off. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's off. I haven't seen it run. I haven't heard it live. I think they might have to power off to it, or plumbers with the school district usually take care of those.
Okay.
So if you want me to, we can just leave this running for a while, being that the building's cold. But so this comes on right now. I can look at the clock, but it comes on at 4 o'clock in the morning, turns off at 8, and then at 4 o'clock again in the afternoon, it kicks on again, and it runs for another 4 hours.
Well, I can tell you, we've been here at 9 o'clock a number of times over the last couple of weeks, and it's never been warm yet.
Probably because of that, it was in fall. It was in a fall. We actually are supposed to have a custodian, the gal that's the custodian over at the other school, supposed to come over and check on things and let us know how things are going. I don't think she makes it over here as much as
Well, and we closed on it last week, so it's technically our building now.
Okay. So anyway, it'll you can feel it getting warm when you come down, and if you feel like you ask yourself, has this thing been running and it's off? Just feel this. You should feel it being a little bit warm still. Yeah. So anyway, like I said, the chemical is supposed to help with the scale, but it won't help 100%. So we take off all these 4 corners, take off all these nipples, and then we flush it out really good. And sometimes there's a little brush sticking around. And kind of from here, I keep one in my truck for another job. Looks like there's going to be one right there. But usually what I'll do is I take a piece of PVC and I'll have a little it's a little barbed end on the end of it to reduce the flow down, and it flushes it out really good so that I can run it all the way through, just run it back and forth. But there was a brush right there. It's all worn down. It's all shot.
You do that
Every year,
once a year.
yes, yeah. A lot of times, right at the beginning when school, is kind of done, summer is starting. That's kind of when we'll do it. Yeah. Now, if you want me to, do you want me to show you anything about the clock, or do you guys kind of want to figure the clock out on your own?
Show us.
Yeah, that'd be good.
We know nothing.
Okay. Let me kind of set this out of the way here. I'm going to put it right here. Sometimes I have to refigure this out all over again once in a while. But, so of course you have to have the right time in there. That should be, what time is it right now?
It's 1:30.
Okay, so it's close. So you press that once, that's will set your time, and then I keep going until I hit this spot right here. That's going to come on at 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I start hitting the arrow. The arrow, see how it says that off button? Now it turns off at 8 o'clock. I press it again. It comes on at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. There's the on button, PM. Hit it again. And it does say Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all the days of the week. It's supposed to do this all the time. And it turns off at 8 o'clock p.m. Okay? And then if I hit it again, you actually have more options. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if you wanted to go into one of those areas to turn them on, to add something else, I think that's all you got to do is hit enter. And then it will, you can start adding in your times. And that's an on time on that particular one right there. Okay. Oh, shoot. Now I gotta go to 0. Okay. I'll leave it right there. And hit mode again. Okay. So let me just check and make sure. Oops. Just want to make sure I haven't accidentally put something in there. It goes up to 15, I think. Okay, yeah, we're good. Okay. And these other clocks are exactly the same way. And they run the fans in here. We can go up and take a look at those right now.
So is that your the normal operation during the winter that you ran that?
What's that, sorry?
The normal times?
Yeah.
That's what you planted?
Yeah.
That was okay? And
Yeah, it seemed to work pretty well. It wouldn't keep the building super warm, but you can definitely tell when you walked in that it was warmer than outside for sure. The thing that's bad about this is if somebody's not watching the boiler, you've got all of this combustion air coming in through here, all this cool air coming from outside, and you get a good wind, boy, it can be chilly down in here. Yeah. Can't think of anything else. Got it down here. Head up this way.
We got when we're all out.
Oh, sorry.
We're out.
You're out? I turned you on.
Yeah, we did. And it's going pretty decent. You can feel this pipe right here. And it's not done its job yet. It hasn't taken long enough for it to get the steam build up. But you're going to feel it get really, really warm. And so one of these pipes is the return, not this one. That's of course sewer line.
Yeah.
There's one of them's a return and one of them's a supply. And I want to say, I can't remember which one it is actually, but just you stuck around here long enough, felt which one got hot first, and you'd know. Okay, these other clocks that I was talking about, let's turn on these lights right here. Okay. Yeah, that's them right there. Okay, so these go to all these fans around here, and the clocks are exactly the same as what I just showed you. Okay. And there's an override. You can actually hit that override button. And we found that there's a couple of them. I think it's these two right here. They're not. We don't know. We're not exactly sure what they're going to. They're not kicking on, but you can listen to them. You can hear them kick on. Let's see if hear it.
Yeah.
So that one kicked on the fan there, and like I say, these will kick on about 1 hour after the boiler's been running. Give it a chance to warm up before they kick on and start blowing some air. And there is one more clock also that we found that it goes to a whole different one. It's right here around the corner.
Grab that. Yeah.
This one's a little different looking clock, but it's supposed to kick on and run this unit. It just runs this unit only.
Okay.
Okay. And these steam boilers, they have to have steam traps that go in them. So I'm pretty sure that this is your supply up here. And so this right here is a steam trap. Oops, excuse me just for a second. But I don't know if you can see that, but that's a steam trap. These go bad sometimes, and you have to replace them. And when you have a lot of condensation going back to that condensate pump, that's because these have gone bad.
Okay.
And so they have to be replaced. Usually there's a ball valve on most of these units, like right here, so you can drain water out of them if you need to. But also in here you have to, of course, make sure the belts are okay and the motor's, just fine. These coils, sometimes they'll end up getting little holes, little pinholes in them every now and then. And we have to pull them all the way out and get them welded up somehow, some way. So they're kind of a little bit of a pain. But this boiler pretty much only takes care of the heating on this north end of the building. Really about all there is to it. You can see how this one pipe right here, how it's, can you see a slope on it?
Yeah.
That's so that condensate can run all the way back to that condensate pump. So anyway, other than that, we'll just leave that boiler going, and if you guys need to turn it off, you can just go down and hit that override button and it'll shut it down. Yeah. Any other questions?
Wow, you guys have any questions?
So it's been off for a while.
It's
now,
been off for,
seems.
you could feel it when we walked in. I could tell as cool as it was.
Right.
It's been off for a little while. I don't know how long, because that girl hasn't, come over and check. And I don't know how long you guys, have you guys had it for 2 weeks?
We've had keys for it for some time, and every time, I don't think I've ever come over where it's been warm in the last month or two.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know, because I know I've been over here within the past month, and it's ran.
Oh, okay.
But like I say, it's going to be cool in here, but it won't be
Cold.
It won't be cold.
I mean, you and I, who was working with me, we made the comment, I did, that it was warmer outside than inside.
Yeah, that was when we were over here.
And it was cold that day outside.
That would have been.
If you
That
would
was
have
last
come
That would've
in
been
and gone
week or
downstairs
two
and
ago.
just felt the front of the boiler, you said, "Oh, it's been running, but it's off now." Yeah, you can feel it.
So if it's been off for a while, is there any concern about pipes freezing with that?
Yeah, there's always a concern, but it's got to get pretty cold.
Yeah.
Usually, it's got to get down into the 20s every night for like a week or so before it'll really make a dent in things, before it starts doing some damage. But yeah, we've never had to worry about that. I've never seen this building freeze before.
That's good.
That's good. That's a good
Appreciate you taking time to
Yeah.
let us know a little bit.
Not a problem. Sorry, I don't have more information, but
No,
I'm
that's
sure that
great.
with YouTube and things, there's probably a lot of things that you can learn more still. And if you call Power Engineering, they can help out even a little bit more.
Who was the one that did with the Utah State? Who certifies it?
Um,
Call them.
His name is right down on that certificate, but being that it's a rollover of a new owner, I don't know if because the guy's name that's on the certificate right now, they are basically, they're like an insurance company kind of a thing. They have their own inspectors. They inspect for the state. Whenever you have a new building or something, the state will come out and inspect it one time, and then these guys will take over after that, these other guys, and inspect them all after that. But they're really good. They're really good guys. They can show you a lot of stuff. So and that's another good point is when you do get an inspector in here, you can sit there and watch him if you're here and watch him see the process of what he goes through to check things. Yeah. Yeah. I go around with him every year, but yeah, you learn a lot from him. So
Okay.
anyway,
Well, thanks.
yeah,
Appreciate
and the
it.
longer you leave, oh, by the way, that boiler won't do any good unless you kick on some of those fans.
Those fans.
Yeah, so an hour from now, if you guys are going to be here for a while, you need to turn on the fans, unless you just let it turn on at 4 o'clock this afternoon, where I already have it set for. I think the fans kick on at 5. The boiler turns on at 4 p.m. The fans turn on at 5
5
p.m.
p.m. Okay, so
Pretty
they're
sure.
kind of synchronized.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, enjoy.
Yeah.
Hopefully it won't be too much of a headache.
Yeah, there's a lot there, for sure.